Wrestlers and wrestling fans, this is the All About Wrestling podcast. This is the briefing. We are back. We've been on a little bit of a break, but we're back. And today we have a special guest. But, for more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But for exclusive member benefits, make sure you hit the join button. As always, I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, the one and only, the spicy mi amor.
Hello there.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
So, we're excited to be back. It's been a couple weeks. Has it been a couple weeks? Only a couple weeks, okay? It hasn't been too long. We are excited to be back. We have quite a few things that we like to talk about. We're going to be at the Showboat this weekend. That's exciting. Yes, okay. So basically, I just wanted to kind of touch base on a few things that we discussed before. I want to promote one of our sponsors, which is Sound. These are sparkling waters that have botanicals, tea. Some are caffeinated, some are decaf. It's just that natural ingredient drink, your go-to drink for energy, to mellow out, either or. It's so amazing. It tastes so good. Looks are so deceiving because, I opened up one of these and I tried it and it was really, really amazing. And I'm not one for really sparkling water, but the natural botanicals and the teas and just the extracts that are in it are really amazing. And you will get 20% off if you actually use our code AAW, which is really simple to remember, and they give you 20% off your order. And the flavors are amazing, I must say. So you check it out. It's Sound, and use our code AAW for 20% off. Also, one of our other sponsors is Fight Camp. Come on, ladies.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to learn how to kickbox. It relieves a lot of stress. You can do this at home with your family. They track it. It's pretty amazing. They give you the box, the gloves, the tracking devices, and it actually shows you the progression. It's something fun to do with your family. It's a healthy habit. And also with using our link AAW, or All About Wrestling rather. So it's use our code AAW for free shipping, and then we have a link that you can actually go to, which is pretty simple to remember, joinfightcamp.com/allaboutwrestling, okay? And like I said, this is very interesting for families. They can track your progress, your fitness progress. It's a very good way to your healthy habits, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I have a question for you. Would you try this out? Would you try this Fight Camp out? Like, would you do it yourself?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, come on, man.
Okay, I have to see this. I need to see you, do some kickboxing here, because this is not only boxing, although you see the boxing bag and the gloves. Like, this is actually kickboxing, too. So,
right.
You have to use your strength and your energy. And you gotta get your stance together.
So we need to share with the viewers what's been going on behind the scenes. Folks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We did have the Pretty Fit Collector with us. She's actually going to be calling in. We've had some technical difficulties in terms of audio. So I mean that's what we've been going through behind the scenes. So just bear with us. We thank you all for sticking around with us, and we promise to have her on a future show as well. All right, right, Myanmar?
Yes, and it's so sad because I was already getting into a very interesting conversation, so that sucks.
Yeah. So,
but we're kind of we're winging it here today, and we're working with what we have.
Okay, and
which
in
is
fact,
not too bad.
I think she's calling it now.
Not too shabby.
She's calling it now. You ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Hello.
Hello.
Yay!
Hello.
We can hear you.
Hi. You guys can hear me. Yay. Hello.
Yes. Sorry you can't be on the screen with us. You can't actually see who she is. But before we get started, let our listeners know and our viewers know where we can find you.
Hello, everybody. I am the Pretty Fig Collector, aka PFC, aka Tia, and you can find me across all platforms at the Pretty Fig Collector. Yes, please follow me.
Follow her. Go follow her. Okay.
Yes, please.
So, me and you got into a little discussion before we aired, and you told me that you have 300 figs.
Wow.
Yes, close to 300 figs. Almost there.
Oh my
An
goodness.
overwhelming amount.
Yes, yes. And how long have you been collecting these figs for?
So I actually started collecting 3 years ago in April. And once I started collecting, I just couldn't stop. And it's been a hobby, it's been a passion, and it just keeps growing and growing.
Cool. That's so cool. I can't get over it. What was the first fig you ever bought?
My first figure that I ever bought was the Fiend Bray Wyatt from SummerSlam Series 77.
Wow.
And the reason I purchased him was because I had gone to a house show, and the Fiend is just a phenomenal wrestler in general, but just his ring entrance for me was everything. It was so captivating, and I was just so drawn to him, and I was just like, you know what, like, I seen him at the store one day, and I was like, I need this for the memory, of the house show that I went to, and just so I can forever have that, remembrance of, the figure. So it's crazy. It's turned into a whole lot more now.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. We see your videos on Instagram all the time, and it looks so fun. Just being surrounded by all those darn figs. I'm like, yo, I'm planning on doing that, and then Mia Moore, she's gonna stop me. So I'm not
gonna do anything. No. As long as it's in a room where you can do that by yourself, that's perfectly fine with me. Just because, you gotta have, like we were talking about earlier, you have to, I feel like, I think he needs his own room for that. He needs space for that. So I don't mind that. I don't care. That's your thing. Like, whatever. But you definitely need to have space for that. 300 figs is a lot. So I could only imagine if he gets started with getting figs. He might top you.
It's awesome to see. I love it. I love people, meeting other collectors, people who, have said they fell out of collecting and want to start collecting again, or just people that are like, that's a cool hobby to have. I love it. And he will need his own room because, like I said, my room is being converted into a fig room right now with the overwhelming amount of figures that I have.
That's so cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I will, and I have another question for you. Who is your favorite fig that you have right now?
My favorite figure that I have in my collection is my DX double pack. It's actually the first in the line with China and Triple H, and she's holding 2 titles, and that one is near and dear to my heart because not necessarily she, but it was the Attitude Era, and China was so different for our time,
Yes.
And I think that if she was alive now, she would be flourishing, with all like the Bianca Belairs, the Jades, all that, with just like the strong feminine.
She would be so proud.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
She would. God rest her soul. But
I
that's
love
one of my
that. That makes me a little teary. I love China.
Oh, yes. I love China too. I really do. And I always, like I said, I always say that that's my favorite fig because 1, she's no longer here with us. 2, she's a woman, and 3, because it's just, who didn't like, D-Generation X? So
yes,
it was awesome.
You are my new best friend.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
I love China. I've never heard anybody talk about China like that besides me.
I'm always talking about China, and people, I feel like people probably get tired of it. They're like, but the woman in the roster now, I'm like, no, nothing compares.
She broke
to this
rules,
bullshit.
like,
yeah,
and then she had everyone judging her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. it's sad kind of what happened at the end of, her career and everything else. But, the moments that we were able to have her, I mean, I'm here for it. I still watch old matches. I still, pay homage to her in so many different ways. So I think it's pretty cool.
I think that's awesome.
Still be able to talk about her. Thank you.
Okay, I have another question for you. What do you do for your day job? Do you have
I am a stay-at-home mom. No, I don't. I don't have a job.
Oh my God, so you have like the best of both worlds.
Yes. I feel like I do. I used to do medical billing and I loved it, but I hated it. I wanted to be home with my baby, and now that I say baby, but she's 11. But now that I'm home, I have all the time. My job is making people smile through my reels, I guess.
Oh, that's so cool.
Positivity and light to the community. That's what I feel like my job is. And of course, being a parent. So
yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
But I like to stay current on all my downtime. Like I mentioned to you before, I'll go to the grocery store for groceries and end up in the toy section.
Yeah, that's so funny. And what grocery store do you go to? Because I don't know what grocery store has figs.
Well, Walmart for one. Walmart has figs. I say grocery store, but I really just mean like just getting out of the house. So I'll go to Walmart, Target. Both of those places I can get away with saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go buy something, for dinner," and just come back with like an action figure or something.
Oh my goodness!
But
and you said every fig that you have tells a story, so that means that you don't just go and get random figs. You get ones that are very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very important to you, so you have a memory behind them.
Definitely. I see people in their collections, and some people are like, I have some must have. I have to get every single one from the wave, but if it doesn't resonate with me, and if I don't have any liking towards the character, towards the wrestler, then chances are I'm not going to pick it up. I've passed on plenty of action figures just because it wasn't, it wasn't something or someone that I was into, I should say. But yeah, I really like to think before I buy.
Yeah.
Like really gross.
Well, in your case, I would think you need to, because you're like a crazy buyer with figs. I mean, you're a collector. I mean, you're a true collector. That's what a collector is,
Definitely.
Yeah, I try to be, once upon a time I wasn't into collecting, but now that I've gotten into it, I've gained so much respect for, not just wrestling collections, but just collections in general. It's such a thrill. It's such a awesome feeling to go to the store and find what you're looking for. Just seeing something on the shelf and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have this. I don't know. It gives me gratifying feeling, I guess you could say.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Thank you so much.
So I want to mention one more thing before he kicks me off of this interview with you, because I have a billion questions.
I'm not going to kick you off.
You have a unique sense of style, and for me, it kind of reminds me of like a wrestling style. Is this like your inner wrestler for you to kind of express your style?
I guess you can say that. I love dressing up. I'm super feminine, super girly, but I also, love to be myself, and like I mentioned before, the conversation between you and I, sometimes I go to the store and people will look at me like, bitch, what are you doing? I'm sorry, I don't know if I can cuss, but they're like, what are you doing here? Dressed like this, looking at figs. But I like to think that my style is a mix of, like you said, influence in wrestlers. Like when I go to raves, I like to not necessarily all the way cosplay into wrestlers, but I like to bring certain attires into what I'm going to wear. So
yeah,
it's pretty neat. I think that fashion gives us that leeway to be able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I think that's something I learned as I got older, to not really care what people think about me. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to talk regardless. So why not do what makes me happy?
Exactly. I seen this, it was like a TikTok, and it was like, I don't dress for myself. I dress for the little girl that's going to see me and think, oh, she's cool as hell.
Right,
you know, for
because,
how she dresses.
right,
And
exactly.
I'm like, yeah.
That's how I feel. Because like now, like my hair, sometimes, you know, I dyed my hair pink. So people look at me and they're like, oh my God, her hair is pink. And I look over and I see the little girls looking at me and I'm like, hey.
Yes.
Because, you know, they're probably like, oh my God, her hair is pink.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Because,
and
you know,
I used to have my hair bright red, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When people look at you like, what?
Well,
I
had red too, but when you do some outrageous color, you know, the older people look at you like, why would you ever do that? And then the young kids look at you like, oh my God, you really did that. And then you have people who are, you know, around your age that are like, damn, you had the balls to do that. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of gives, it's like fitness. I love fitness. So it's kind of like that. Like when you're working out, people are looking at you, you know, they're like, wow, you know, you're overweight. Why would you wear that workout outfit? And then when you start getting into shape and that workout outfit starts kind of looking sexy on you, they're like, damn, that's a nice workout outfit. Where'd she get that from? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you have to, at some point, you have to accept who you are and love yourself for that. You know what I mean? And express yourself however you want.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of fashion and everything else in life. We have that ability to express ourselves
now
in whatever way, shape, or form, you know.
Yeah.
And if people want to judge, let them judge, you know. Like, at the end of the day, if it makes you happy with it, then own it.
And I think that also comes with the beauty of living in a time like this, because we're also we have broken those barriers where it's kind of like, you know, we're able to wear those things because if they could wear it, I could wear it. You know what I'm saying? And like in like that aspect, and nobody's gonna look at you too bad because there's people out there that wear worse stuff than you. They practically wear nothing.
Exactly. And who's to say that, you know, people are supposed to judge us on our clothes? Our clothes don't define necessarily who we are.
Exactly.
But who we are. So.
Right.
It's pretty neat. I enjoy outfits. I enjoy clothes.
I get it, and I like that. I like that you're able to express yourself, and I like that you're confident, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot to me because I didn't have confidence at one point. Thank you. So do you. You know, it's hard when your confidence is like broken, and then you just, you know, again, I used to be a lot heavier, and I got into working out and stuff like that. So my confidence stems from my hard work. So if I want to show off some legs, some cheeks, whatever, I'm going to do that because I work hard.
Just do it, because one day you're going to be older and you're going to be like, damn, I should have wore that shirt. I should have wore that dress, them stockings with the holes in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it.
Thank you. I will. I'll continue to do that.
Yep. That's what I'm learning, and that's important. And when I go out, I'm going on vacation soon. I'm gonna wear something really skimpy. So,
there you go. Because they don't know you where you're going.
Even if they do, if you want to look, go right ahead. Because I've been working hard on this thing. Yeah. Okay, so. Well, do we have some stuff to go over? I know we have some highlights of the week.
Yeah, so we have some highlights from the week. If you want, stick around with us. We'd like to get your opinion on some of these topics.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Okay, and folks in the live chat, if you want to call in, Pretty Fit Collector's on the line. You can talk to her, ask her some questions directly. And let's get it.
And Bobby, we just took over the whole podcast. Like, this is like woman power right here. But
Absolutely.
Do you have any questions?
No. You know what? We were just talking about actually having you back on the show, like a do-over. You know, if you're interested,
okay.
and then that way, and I'll have a whole list of questions then.
Yeah,
definitely.
right.
Let's do it. I am down. Count me in.
All right. So, folks,
I would love that. Thank you.
We're going to do some highlights of the week. All right. So the highlights that we have, these are actually encompassing the last 2 weeks because we were away for a week and now we're back. All right. So number one, I'd like to go over the whole Sasha Banks release from WWE. Sasha Banks released. Now, she has a history She's been released by WWE after the walkout. She was suspended, her and Naomi. There is no evidence of a release of Naomi. But what are your thoughts? We'll start with you, Mi Amor. What do you feel about this? What do you see in the future?
I think this has been a long time coming. I'm surprised that she has come back. The last time she was released, she was released before, right? I think I remember that.
No, she walked out. I think.
She walked out.
Yeah, she walked out before.
Yeah. Okay. She walked out. Whatever. I think the only reason she wasn't released was because of her relationship with Vince McMahon. But I don't know how I feel about this. This is kind of strange because I couldn't really imagine seeing her anywhere else but WWE. Because, I mean, if AEW picks her up, I do have to say, we're going to talk about this once again. I do have to say, AEW is going to make her like a boss, like she should be, because she's a boss. But they're going to definitely bring that girl up. But I would love to see, I think at this point in her career that she definitely needs to start something new.
Okay. All right. Before we go to the Pretty Fit Collector, let's go to the chat. Superfan Dito, he says they say she was released, but WWE has not confirmed it. Normally with the release comes WWE's official statement. All right. So the Pretty Fit Collector, what are your thoughts about this whole situation?
Okay, well, like Miyamoto mentioned, that she has done this before. Sasha, is known to take, her mental breaks and just step away for a little bit. So with being that there hasn't been a statement released by WWE, I don't know if this is, more along the lines of, her walking away and maybe they're trying to work something out, or if it's grander scheme of things and maybe it's, a storyline, because being that Naomi hasn't gone anywhere, Vince McMahon came out to SmackDown and, just kind of greeted everybody when we thought he was going to step down. So I don't know, I want to say that, maybe what's in her best interest is, to go elsewhere. I think that she is so talented. I think that AEW would do amazing things with her. I think Britt Baker would have the run for her money because I think her and Sasha are very both dynamic wrestlers that would go toe to toe with one another. So, and she has all the Disney stuff going on. I really don't think that she needs to be stuck somewhere where they're not utilizing her to her full potential.
Very
so
well
it would be nice. Thank you. It would be nice to see Sasha flourish, and maybe give AEW a chance if wrestling's still in her, because she is an amazing, wrestler. And I think when she got with Naomi, it kind of just, nothing against Naomi, I love her. I wish they would utilize her more. But I just felt like she just became a little bit more comical than I'm used to seeing her be. So it would be good to see her, really wrestle and really get in the trenches with, other female wrestlers, other women's roster that's, at her level.
Very good point. Very good point.
I agree.
I'm going to have Mi Amor sign you up to be a special correspondent for the All About Wrestling podcast. I like your points. I like your points.
Oh, thank you. I would love that.
All right. So number 2, we have Jeff Hardy. All right, Jeff Hardy. Now I went hard in the paint. Tammy Lynn. I gotta give Jeff Hardy the smoke. Jeff Hardy, unfortunately, he's fallen off the wagon. He was 3 times over the legal limit, and he's been suspended without pay. Now they're saying they're blaming this on the dangerous in-ring stunts. The possibility that he's hit his head a few times. And this is no laughing matter. This is a very serious situation. There's a video of him drinking whiskey, while he's performing. What do you think's next for Jeff Hardy? Do you think he's going to recover, come back stronger than ever? Or do you think he has a long recovery? Mi Amor.
I think that he has a very, very, very long recovery. And I think, unfortunately for him, this is something that is going to carry along with him throughout his life. And this all comes back to one of the discussions that we always talk about, because these things always come up. wrestlers need support. They need people to talk to them, especially wrestlers who have, alcohol problems, drug problems. Like, they just need the support. And I think that everyone forgets that, even celebrities, like, these people go through a lot. They might go through more than the average person because their life is on blast 24/7. So, they don't have anything. They don't have any outlets. They don't have anything to do. Like, they can't do anything without everything being in the public eye. That is, like, traumatizing. I couldn't imagine living a life like that. Yeah, it's sad. It really is sad. It's definitely not a laughing matter. And it's sad that, somebody that we know so well, not that it wouldn't matter if we didn't know him well, but we're seeing him, like, on wrestling. He's in AEW now, right? He's wrestling with his brother. Like, it's sad. It really is sad. And it's crazy. Like, what's his name? Just have this problem. What's his name?
Who?
John Moxley.
Yeah.
So it's really, really sad. It's guys that we see, like, they're good wrestlers. They have potential. Like, they're doing their thing and they're struggling on the low. It's really sad.
It is. All right. Pretty Fit Collector, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I think that there is a long road ahead for him. I think us as fans, Khan as his boss and, people around around Jeff should really, take into consideration that, we all see that he needs the help. And I know when he went over to AEW, he left WWE because he didn't want the help, meaning that there was already something brewing in the works, and I think that Khan or, whoever over there at AEW should have taken that into consideration to maybe help him, get the help that he really needs because he is, a troubled person. Unfortunately, sad to say. We all love Jeff. I'm a huge Jeff fan, but he, like Mia said, he's also a person. He's a person, a human who, is going through something, battling demons and everything else. And I think that people, we see him like this amazing wrestler. Little kids look up to him. He's somebody's hero, but he also needs to be held accountable for, his actions, because being in the place that he is as a person, as a wrestler and everything else, he has a lot of eyes on him. And it is easy to just slip up and, fall back into old patterns, but the want to be better should be greater than, the want to continue these hurtful patterns, I guess you could say, because they're just hurtful to himself. He's putting his body, he's putting his family and people around him through. It's really sad to see. And I pray that, he finds the help that he needs and, hopefully we can have him back. But I just don't know that he's mentally stable to come back and continue to compete with these other guys. And, granted, he had this run left in him and he was going to retire or whatever the case may be, but it's just, he needs to take time for himself and regroup before he does any other wrestling or anything else, because it was scary. I mean, he could have killed himself or somebody else, and that's something that's really terrifying when you think of it, because people die from drunk drivers all the time. Not necessarily the driver, but the people who were involved with the accident. And I don't know that that's something that we want over Jeff's head, over anybody. So if you drink and drive, don't do it.
Oh my gosh, please. She's talking about Tammy Lynn Stitch. Oh my gosh.
They're tired of me dragging her through the mud.
Yeah, please don't bring that lady's name up. For her sake. Oh my gosh.
Mr. Spades, very well said. Super fan Dito, same here. Love the Hardy Boys. Shout out to D, the toy hunter. He says, poor Jeff Hardy. I really wish he would get help. Definitely, it's a very sad situation.
It is. I think it's sad too.
All right. So lastly, Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon. Now, I want to point out something that just doesn't make much sense to me. So Mr. McMahon. All right. So he allegedly pays $3 million in hush money to someone that he had an affair with, an employee, right? He steps down from CEO. All right. but then you appear on SmackDown. So why are you stepping down? One,
That guy. Oh my God.
One, it looks like an admission of guilt, but then you have the gall to step out onto SmackDown, and it just doesn't make any sense. Maybe somebody can shed some light, explain it to me. Meow More, what are your thoughts? Do you think this happened? What's going on?
I think a lot more happened, but I don't have evidence.
Right. So it's alleged.
I don't think anybody has evidence, but like, come on, we're talking about years and years and years and years and years of things that could have happened. But this is coming out in the open, you know, whatever. Something to talk about.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Pretty Fit Collector?
I think that this is one of many probably that have, allegedly happened. I think that it is Vince after all. We've seen the Attitude Era, we've seen the type of stuff that he likes to put out there. I'm surprised that this is barely coming to light, whether it's a worker or an employee or whomever, I would just hate to see them Me Too him, like all these people, or like a Bill Cosby, and all of a sudden all these people start coming out.
Oh my gosh. That would be so bad for him.
Right? I also think him coming out to SmackDown and like keep going back to the ratings, him saying he's gonna step down, but then it's like, oh, just kidding, I'm still here. He didn't address shit. He didn't.
I know.
He just came out and was like, hey, what's up,
when it's so crazy because when WWE has like this scandal coming out, like it's kind of hard for you to really maybe believe it because it's like, is this like a hoax, like just to get attention, or is it really happening?
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with things. That's why I'm like, I want to believe it, but I feel like if it's really how we say it is, then there should be more developing, and it's really slow, like, coming out. It's not like, oh, Vince did this, and now here's the person. It's like, no, Vince did this, but we're not releasing anything yet, so.
Some interesting developments in the chat. Listen to this. So Dita Toy Hunter says, right now, the rumor I've heard is that Rosa Mendez is one of the women he paid off. I'm not sold on that. And then Mr. Spade says it was, in my opinion, his subtle way of saying goodbye to the fans, and the emphasis on together was a shout to the board to allow Steph to run the ship and the talent to not want to leave. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting, Mr. Spade. All right, so that was the highlights of the week.
Good job.
Yeah.
We got through it.
Yeah, again, if you're just joining us, folks, we had some technical difficulties. The Pretty Fit Collector would have been on the screen. However, she's going to come on a later show and actually be on the screen.
Yes, we need her pretty Fit Collector face on here.
Thank you. I'm over here smiling and blushing.
Oh. Yes, we're gonna take over that episode too. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh, that's fine. Look, I'll just chill in the cut. Got my cup over here.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was such a pleasure having you, and
Thank you.
let our listeners know again where they can find you.
Yes, at the Pretty Fig Collector across all platforms. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. Well, I'm slowly getting my TikTok back up, but I'm also on YouTube. I do vlogs. I do unboxings. I do hunts. So if that's all stuff that you're into, please subscribe to your girl. I would greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM. I love to interact with all my new followers. I call them my familia because I feel like once they follow me, I'm kind of like, oh, we're stuck together forever. So
that's cool.
Familia, please give me a follow. And to you both, thank you so much for having me on. This was a wonderful experience, and I cannot wait till the next time.
Yes, it was our pleasure.
Yes, definitely.
Bye, 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 bye.
And folks,
hold on, we have a drum roll for you. Hold on. You got something for her over there? Nothing. Just wing it.
Just wing it. All right, let me see. There we go.
Oh, nice. Love it.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow her. She'll be with us in the future, folks. Also, we like to give a shout out This is Nice Guy Andy Podcast. Make sure you follow them. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. They're going to be live Wednesdays. They do a Dynamite show. Also, next week, we're going to be at the Showboat again.
The Showboat.
Saturday morning. We're going to be there, as well as Dead Serious MMA. And next month, Pro Wrestling All Returns, the Cookout, July 17th.
Yes.
And also give Mind of Vacay a shout out. Twitter, Instagram for amazing sculptures. Make sure you check out his last episode where he actually used our voices for the show. And there you have it.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. Make sure you,
awesome.
if you do check into sound, we have 20% off. Use our code AAW. Fight Camp. Use our code AAW. Go to the link, joinfightcamp.com. All about wrestling.
That's right.
There we go.
Thanks, everybody.
Until next time.
Bye.